I appreciate holding a hearing to review the National Aeronautics and Space Administration's budget for fiscal year 2015, and I want to welcome, of course, Administrator Bolden. Also congratulate NASA and all of its contractor, private sector workforce on a number of successful launches and milestones that they have achieved over this past year. I am and always have been, will be, a passionate person about NASA and our space program and the people who work in it. Our program, our space program, has been a symbol of our greatness as a nation, a means for peaceful collaboration with other nations, a bedrock of our capacity for innovation, and a powerful source of inspiration for student and professional engagement in science and technology. NASA will continue to be these things and more, but only if we provide it with the stability and resources needed to meet its multi-mission responsibilities in aeronautics, space science, earth science, human spaceflight, and human exploration. That is why I am pleased that the $18.3 billion proposed for NASA for fiscal year 2015, which incorporates the funding being requested as part of the Opportunity Growth and Security Initiative, is close to the level specified for fiscal year 2015 in the NASA Authorization Act, the bill that I and full committee Ranking Member Johnson introduced last July. I support the President's growth initiative to make further investments in research and development that will help grow the nation's economy and create jobs. That said, I recognize that there will be much discussion about this initiative, so we need to understand the impacts to NASA's programs if the agency is only provided the base level request of $17.46 billion. For example, I have questions about the reduced funding requested for the Space Launch System and Orion crew vehicle, and the potential impact it will have on the program's abilities to achieve critical test flights in 2017 and 2021. I also want to understand the implications of the proposed shutdown of the Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy, SOFIA, good thing we call it SOFIA, a project that was undertaken in partnership with Germany. And I want to hear about whether there are options that should be explored and that were explored that might preserve our investment in this facility. I also want to learn more about the proposal to fund studies on potential wide-field infrared survey telescope WFIRST mission and the science that such a mission might enable. I look forward to hearing from Administrator Bolden about increases being requested for the Commercial Crew Program. We need to know what we will be getting for that money and how NASA will ensure that both astronaut safety and the interest of the taxpayer will be protected. In addition, I hope to learn today whether the base level request for the International Space Station, and particularly that for research on the ISS, will be sufficient to ensure that a robust research pipeline is in place to support the proposed extension of ISS operations and utilization through 2024. And I have questions about the proposed changes to NASA's education programs. We have raised those questions here in this committee before. Those programs to date have played a critical role in inspiring so many of our nation's youth to seek science and technical degrees and careers. Mr. Chairman, I also want to take this opportunity to clarify for the record that while I paid the NASA Administrator a compliment for his passionate and lucid explanation of the asteroid redirect mission to a group of students recently, that's how I spend my time watching television, I continue to have questions about this potential mission and how it would contribute relative to other potential missions to enable the goal of sending humans to the surface of Mars. And finally, Mr. Chairman, I am hopeful that today's discussion will help inform our continuing work on reauthorizing NASA. I want to commend you and your staff, Mr. Chairman, for working with our team, because I think that we can get from here together on the same page as Republicans and Democrats in support of our space mission. I know that we both share the goal of achieving a strong bipartisan NASA authorization bill to provide the stability and resources NASA needs if it is to accomplish the inspiring missions we have asked it to carry out. I thank you, and I yield back the balance of my time.